All right, guys, Alberto Soto here with YourD.C. I'm with Miss Tenaj from Light to Life. How you doing?
Hi.
So thank you so much for thank you so much for being a part of our business series this month. And our whole goal with this is, to actually sit down with business owners like yourself and just basically get to know who they are, what their purpose is for their businesses, for their business, and then also exactly what their goals are coming into the new year. So let's just start off and tell us a little bit about who you are and what got you to create Light to Life.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
And so I'm the founder of Light to Life, LLC. It's a program where I'm able to provide a space to educate and empower and encourage people to share stories on different social issues as it relates to domestic violence, mental health, suicide prevention, substance abuse, rape, all types of social issues that aren't talked about as much. And I started the program actually when I was in Wesley College in Delaware, Dover, as a sophomore.
Wow.
And the program Light to Life was one of the first domestic violence organizations on our college campus. And that started in 2014. And then when I graduated, I turned Light to Life and established it as a business.
Wow. Okay.
Where I've been able to really partner with different universities and colleges and other community-based organizations to raise awareness around different social issues.
Wow, interesting. Okay, awesome. So not only is your focus on domestic violence and rape and all these, social issues that us human beings have come across in life, but I guess my point, it just seems like you really are here to help people, obviously, So just tell us a little about yourself. I mean, what really got you to even create the actual business? Why is that such a focus to you, for you to actually help out people in these different areas that they may have come across?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, at the age of 16, I became a victim of domestic violence.
Okay.
I was with someone that I believed at the time, as a 16-year-old, when I was in high school, that I was in love. And at the beginning of our relationship, everything was this fairy tale, and he was everything that I had thought love was.
Right.
And I was with this person for 3 years, and the relationship ended very traumatically, but I was able to leave and still be here, and I think that's really important for what has become my motivation for why I do this.
Okay.
Because I say that Light to Life is an extension of who I am and what I have been able to grow through in my life.
Wow.
And I really think by me being authentic and sharing my story openly with people, that I can help teach people and potentially prevent people from going through similar situations that I had went through at the age of 16. So not only, is it about domestic violence, but a big part of Light to Life is literally finding your light to life.
Okay.
And being able to go on this journey of continuously evolving and finding, what makes you happy, because if you aren't able to make yourself happy, if you aren't able to be comfortable with who you are as a person and comfortable with being uncomfortable, then it's difficult to have a healthy relationship with someone else.
Right. Wow. So you're basically, breaking these yokes and these barriers of these, serious issues that people have actually faced, basically. That's awesome. Okay, wow. That's deep. So anyway, well, definitely that's great work that you're doing.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. So your goal now, we know that, we know exactly who you are now. We know what, your purpose behind your business. What exactly, are you looking to be doing here in Washington, D.C. with your business?
Mm-hmm.
Even, I don't know, you might have already started, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just to give a little bit of background too, before I came to DC, because I just moved here 7 months ago.
Okay.
And before I came to DC, I was actually in Philly. And so while I was in Philly, I had developed a whole bunch of different partnerships with universities and colleges and community-based organizations, such as Temple University, University of Penn, Parkway High School, North Central Victim Services, just to name a few. And I was really able to provide and collab and be given an opportunity to facilitate these psychoeducational workshops for young people, because that is my target population, is working with young people, because these are issues and conversations that aren't being talked about as much as it pertains to younger communities.
Right.
And so coming here to DC, I decided that I would extend that initiative with other colleges and universities, but with a different vision of being more involved in the communities.
Right.
And when I say that, like really working with grassroots communities that are really getting their hands dirty and doing this work that isn't always recognized and really helping people. And so, the vision is to really collab with community-based organizations a lot more, so I can be involved with real people that have real life struggles and that have real stories,
Right.
and continue to create these spaces on colleges and high school campuses, where I'm able to open up these different conversations.
Okay.
So that would be, the long-term goal, but the ultimate vision of Light to Life is to really have Light to Life become part of a curriculum that is given to college students and high school students in schools, to teach them about different social-emotional skills and tools to be able to deal with different traumas and emotions in a more effective way, because these are things that we don't talk about in schools.
Right, not at all. Yeah.
We don't talk about how to survive through life.
Not at all.
Right?
Absolutely.
So these are important because all of these things really come back to the self and your identity and who you are as a person.
Right.
And I think those are things that we really need to focus on as a community.
Right.
And understanding the people that we are, and understanding that we're all humans, and stop trying to be these
Put on a
robots.
facade, yeah.
Right.
Right.
That it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And, but that's one of those things, and now, it's one of those things where, I believe, people, it takes time. Some people, they either got to find that one person they can actually really have that connection, or some people just like to deal with those issues on their own until they finally find that cure, where they get like some type, that deliverance, where they feel exalted enough to be able to actually, present whatever the issue is, and I could say like that was me, I used to try to do my own things by myself. But anyway, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super awesome. I was gonna say, when you're when you're going and you're actually working your business with these colleges, how are you presenting it to them to make it attractive to be a part of? Because I feel like psychology and issues really is not the most attractive thing. And maybe I'm just saying it because I'm not in that business, so I'm not I'm not certain. But I know if I was just happened to be walking down the street and I saw somebody saying, hey, take this psychology course, how like, let's just say they were marketing psychology, right? I probably would not stop, you know what I'm saying? But that's just me, and not to discourage what you're doing, but yeah. So how would you approach college students on with your actual business and
Yeah.
to get them involved?
It's a good question. Because domestic violence in general or anything related to different types of trauma, people don't want to talk about because it makes them uncomfortable or because it makes them have to confront things from their past that they're just not ready to do. So how do I make that attractive? There's no secret formula. Like there's no, there's nothing too crazy. And I think that what makes it attractive is, I guess not attractive, but more so like what brings people in is me being real. Right? Because when I have partnered with, Temple University or recently with Howard University, I reached out to a program on their campus called Healing Bison. And Healing Bison is a program that raises awareness around mental health. And so, reaching out to these programs and really just sharing my personal story. And when you share your story with people, because we live in a society where sharing isn't viewed as something, I guess as something that is positive in a way. Because people want to just seem like they have everything together. And so when people ask you, how are you doing? No one really wants to know how are you doing. Right? And so with Light to Life, I'm able to share my story, and then what that does is that opens up conversations for other people to be like, wow, you went through this? I went through something similar. And so back to what you were saying is my story alone is something that really draws people in because they're like, you don't even look like you would have been in an abusive relationship, or you don't even look like you were someone that tried to commit suicide. You don't even look like you were someone that was struggling with eating disorders, right? And then when you're able to be real with people and be comfortable with the person that you are becoming, then people are able to open up to you in a different way that they haven't been able to do because they haven't been given an opportunity or space to share. And so that's what Light to Life is about, is being able to provide these opportunities and safe spaces for people to be able to share.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that's amazing. All right, cool. Well, look, I think I love your business and what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
I know that you guys are going to be doing some tremendous work, here in DC, but it seems like you're not even just focused in DC, you're focused with just in general. Like you want to serve the country, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's definitely tri-state. So for sure, like started in Delaware, Philly, now we're in DC. So continuously, it's universal. These issues are universal.
They are.
So it could be anywhere with anyone.
Well, look, I wouldn't be surprised if I see you on some college tour with your actual business.
That would be amazing.
I'm sure you'll do that.
Thanks.
Absolutely. So my last questions for you, what are your goals for 2019?
Yeah, the goals are to continue to educate and empower and elevate people's stories and create these partnerships, and with partnerships, ultimately creating a support network for everyone to be able to feel safe and for people to be able to just be them and be authentically who they are, and to be able to just be present with themselves. So the goal would be to continue these partnerships and expanding into different avenues in the DMV area, and to continue to educate and empower and elevate people's stories.
That's amazing. All right, cool. Well, look, guys, there you guys have it from Tenaj from Light to Life. It was a pleasure again to have you. Thank you so much for taking your time out your day. I know you're busy.
Sure.
So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.